Right now, as I'm speaking, someone somewhere just locked eyes with a stranger and their brain literally started producing the same chemicals as cocaine. And what happens next? Their rational mind completely shuts down. If you've ever wondered why love makes people do absolutely insane things, like quit their job to move across the world for someone they met 3 weeks ago, you're about to discover the terrifying truth about what love actually does to your brain. And trust me, after you learn this, you'll never look at romance the same way again. Because here's what nobody tells you. Falling in love isn't just an emotion. It's a complete biological hijacking of your neural pathways that's been 200,000 years in the making. And the scariest part? You have absolutely no control over it. But before we dive into this rabbit hole, let me ask you something that's going to haunt you for the rest of this video. If love is just chemicals, then are your feelings even real? Okay, I know that sounded like something a philosophy major would say at 2 a.m., but stick with me because we're about to uncover one of humanity's greatest mysteries. You see, for thousands of years, humans have been trying to understand love. The ancient Greeks thought it was divine madness sent by the gods. Medieval poets believed it was a noble suffering. Shakespeare called it a spirit all compact of fire. But they were all wrong and terrifyingly right at the same time. Because in the last 20 years, neuroscientists have finally cracked the code. They've literally watched love happen in real time inside the human brain. And what they discovered, it's more intense, more complex, and more dangerous than anyone ever imagined. Here's what's at stake. Understanding this isn't just fascinating trivia. This knowledge could literally save your relationship, protect you from toxic attractions, and help you understand why you keep making the same romantic mistakes over and over again. Because it turns out, your brain experiences love in 3 distinct stages, and each one hijacks different parts of your neural circuitry. Stage 1 literally makes you lose your ability to think clearly. Stage 2 turns you into a stalker, scientifically speaking. And stage 3? Well, stage 3 determines whether you'll spend the rest of your life together or end up hating each other's guts. And here's the kicker, most people never make it past stage 2. They get stuck in an endless cycle of attraction and disappointment because they don't understand what their brain is actually doing to them. But don't worry, I'm not going to leave you hanging like your last Tinder match. We're about to decode exactly what happens in each stage, why it happens, and most importantly, how you can use this knowledge to your advantage. Let's start with stage 1, lust. And I'm warning you right now, this is where your brain basically becomes a drug dealer to itself. Picture this. You see someone attractive. In that instant, and I mean literally within 200 milliseconds, your hypothalamus starts pumping out testosterone and estrogen like it's going out of style. Your heart rate spikes. Your pupils dilate. Your rational prefrontal cortex? It basically goes on vacation. But here's the terrifying part. You think you're making a choice to be attracted to someone, but you're not. Your brain made that decision before you were even consciously aware of seeing them. Free will? More like an illusion with good marketing. And yes, before you ask, this happens even if you're already in a relationship. Your brain doesn't care about your relationship status any more than your stomach cares about your diet when you smell pizza. But lust is just the appetizer. Because if you spend enough time around this person, and this is where it gets really weird, your brain starts producing phenylethylamine. It's the same compound found in chocolate, which explains why breakups make you want to eat an entire Costco-sized bag of M&Ms. Now we enter stage 2, attraction. And this is where your brain basically turns you into a socially acceptable stalker. Your brain starts flooding itself with dopamine, the same neurotransmitter that makes gambling addictive. Literally the same pathways. You start checking their social media obsessively, analyzing every text message like it's ancient hieroglyphics. And suddenly their random observations about the weather seem like profound philosophical insights. But here's what's absolutely mind-blowing. When you're in this stage, your serotonin levels drop to the same levels found in people with OCD. That's right. Love literally makes you obsessive-compulsive. Your brain is basically malfunctioning, and you think it's romantic. And dopamine is not actually the pleasure chemical like everyone thinks. It's the wanting chemical. It makes you crave more and more of this person. But here's the cruel trick, dopamine is released more during uncertainty than satisfaction. Your brain literally rewards you more for not knowing where you stand than for being in a stable relationship. Which explains why the guy who texts you back immediately is boring, but the one who takes 3 days to respond has you writing your wedding vows. Your brain is basically a masochist with commitment issues. Meanwhile, norepinephrine is flooding your system, which is why you can't eat, can't sleep, and can remember every single detail about your first conversation, but forgot where you put your car keys 5 minutes ago. Finally, we reach stage 3, attachment. This is where your brain decides whether this person is worth potentially ruining your life for. 2 hormones take center stage here, oxytocin and vasopressin. Oxytocin is the bonding hormone. It's the same chemical released when mothers breastfeed their babies. Vasopressin is the commitment hormone. It literally makes you want to protect and provide for this person. But here's what's absolutely crucial to understand. These chemicals can bond you to the wrong person just as strongly as the right person. Your brain doesn't judge character, it just bonds. This is why people stay in toxic relationships, why abuse victims often return to their abusers, and why that person who's clearly wrong for you feels so right. And this is where your childhood trauma comes back to haunt you, because how you attach as an adult is largely determined by how you bonded with your caregivers as a child. Secure attachment? You're golden. Anxious attachment? You're probably clingy and always worried they'll leave. Avoidant attachment? You push people away right when things get real. It's like your brain installed relationship software when you were 3 years old and never updated it. No wonder your dating life feels like trying to run TikTok on a Windows 95. Now, here's where this gets really dark. Evolution designed this system not for your happiness, but for species survival. Your brain doesn't care if you're compatible, if you share values, or if this person will make you happy in 20 years. It cares about one thing: getting your genes into the next generation. This means every day you're unaware of these processes. You're making relationship decisions with a hijacked brain. You're choosing partners based on unconscious biological drives rather than conscious compatibility. And when love goes wrong, the withdrawal is real. Brain scans of people going through breakups show activity in the same regions as cocaine withdrawal. The pain isn't just emotional, it's neurochemical. Your brain is literally going through detox, which is why your friends telling you to just get over it is like telling someone with food poisoning to just feel better. But here's the beautiful part, and why I'm sharing this with you. Once you understand these processes, you can start making conscious choices instead of being a passenger in your own love life. First, recognize the stages. When you're in lust, enjoy it but don't make life decisions. When you're in attraction, set boundaries around your obsessive behaviors. When you're in attachment, pay attention to whether you're bonding with someone who's actually good for you. Second, use the dopamine knowledge. Stop chasing people who give you intermittent reinforcement. That anxiety you feel, that's not passion. That's your brain being manipulated. Third, understand your attachment style. If you're anxious, work on self-soothing instead of constantly seeking reassurance. If you're avoidant, practice staying present when things get intimate. Because here's the ultimate truth about love. It's not just about finding the right person. It's about becoming conscious enough to love someone with your whole brain, not just your limbic system. The scary truth is that most people never learn this. They spend their entire lives being controlled by 200,000-year-old brain circuits, wondering why love never works out the way they imagine. But the exciting truth is that you're not most people. You now know the secret operating system of human attraction. You understand why you feel what you feel and why you do what you do. So let me ask you again, if love is just chemicals, are your feelings real? Here's my answer. Your feelings are absolutely real, but now you get to choose what you do with them. Love isn't just a chemical accident. It's the most complex neurochemical process in the human experience. Understanding it doesn't make it less magical. It makes it more extraordinary that something so chaotic and biological can create something so meaningful and beautiful. The question isn't whether you'll fall in love again, you will. The question is whether you'll do it consciously or unconsciously. Whether you'll be the author of your love story or just a character in your brain's evolutionary script. The mystery isn't why love makes us do crazy things. The mystery is how something so ancient and automatic can still surprise us every single time. If this blew your mind as much as it blew mine, hit that subscribe button.